Welcome to CallumConnects, 5-minute entrepreneurial inspiration for your day. Ben Tomlin is our guest today on CallumConnects Micro-Podcast. Ben is the founder and managing director of UK Sports Training, a UK-based training provider delivering personal training and sports massage qualifications. He's also a fellow entrepreneur with me at the MBH Group.
So a hurdle I faced as an entrepreneur is scaling too quickly without the capacity. When we took our first leap to the next level, probably around 2014 time, the issue was not really having the staff to deal with the increased workload. So we started dabbling in Facebook advertising, and the learner enrolments for our training company really took off. This tied in with my newbie status to the business world, if you like. Made it a tough time. I didn't really have anyone around me to help or advise on what to do next. So I've got an increase in learner numbers and only one freelance tutor working alongside me. Our courses up until this point were fast track delivery to get the learner into employment as quickly as possible and off our books so we could get in new cohorts. So it was a win-win delivery up until this point. So most learners were paying via finance as courses weren't cheap. So I didn't have the cash in the bank to employ more staff as I would have needed at least 3 other tutors. So cash flow was a major issue. And in hindsight, it could be argued I should have looked for external finance to employ more staff. It wasn't the route I wanted, and I tried to keep it organic. Whether that was the correct decision or not, who knows? But we came through. My only way around it was to adapt a delivery method to try to ease cash flow. So instead of block booking gyms and classrooms and going for fast track courses, we moved to home-based learning with practicals after workbooks were complete at home. So this allowed me to take in the first lot of learner payments. So by the time the gym hire came around, I could use this cash for the booking. So I was no longer working in arrears. So I also stumbled across a way to reduce finance payments bouncing. In case the learner didn't pay, then I wouldn't book the gym for them. So missed payments actually reduced compared to the year before, and the excuses became less. So I managed to take on another freelance tutor to increase our capacity slightly and paid them on a per head basis rather than day rate. Again, this helped cash flow as I would claim their money once the learner had completed half the course and then the other half at the end. The new model meant I needed less staff to deliver similar numbers on a fast track system. So ironically, the tutors got paid more this way, so they were more than happy with the arrangements. So overall, this delivery adaptation had actually increased my costs but eased cash flow as my outgoings were more spread out. So come the end of the year, with squeezed profit margins but better quality and capacity, I sort of had mixed emotions. Was one problem solution creating another in a way? The short-term answer was yes, it was, but it gave us a foundation to grow and eventually the profits creep back in. So the irony was once we were more established at this level, we could go back to the original, more fast-track courses after we had a bit more cash reserves. So we could sort of flip it if you like, but it gave us a good contingency plan that sort of had been tried and tested and got us through that year. So what I learned from that was to probably learn to act a bit quicker, to anticipate change could be around the corner, and to be flexible in service delivery. So it's just about being more alert really and planning for that next level before you actually get there. And then this year with the pandemic, we've had to go back to that original blended learning delivery model. So as awful as things are at the minute, as a company, touch wood, we've managed well so far, and the switch was more straightforward than before as we had the experience of already doing it. So whilst the gyms are shut, as they are now, our learners are studying from home with tutor supports. We're keeping them on track. So it sort of set us up for this year quite well. But we got there in the end, and here we are. So we're still going 8 years later, and we'll see where we are in another 8 years. So many thanks for listening anyway. Cheers.
If you enjoy learning from entrepreneurs, just do a search for CallumConnects in Google. I've done deep dive interviews with more than 1,500 entrepreneurs and business leaders so that you can learn from them.